Hi guys, and welcome to another Nature Diaries. This time we're north of the border in beautiful Scotland, one of my favourite places to visit. And we're at Loch Lomond. So Loch Lomond in places is over 20 miles long and over 4 miles wide in areas, which makes it by surface area the largest lake in the UK, which is amazing. The loch itself has got the most variety of fish species in any lake or loch in the UK as well, including a species of lamprey. I think I've said that right. I'm northern, I always get my words wrong. But anyway, it's quite unique in Loch Lomond because normally this species migrates to and from the sea a bit like salmon. But in Loch Lomond it's unique and it never leaves the loch itself, it just migrates within the loch, which is quite fascinating. And with all these different fish species, last night I thought I'd take a little paddle and see what I could see. So I took my flip-flops off and headed to the water. But did I see any fish? Small ones. But this is what I actually come across. Check this out. So today guys, I'm talking about the wonderful Loch Lomond. And just me, I thought the water looks very appealing, so I thought I'd take my flip-flops off. Yes, I'm wearing flip-flops because it's that warm. And just behind me here, I went for a little paddle, and do you know what I found? A freshwater leech trying to get near my foot. So as you can imagine, I was back out of the water, and now I've got my flip-flops back on with pride. But I escaped. But how cool is that? A little freshwater leech? It's not a leak. That's Wales. We're in Scotland. It's definitely a leech. So just to put it into context of where we are, Loch Lomond's probably around 20 miles west of Glasgow. So it's quite near large urban areas, but everything's so vast in Scotland anyway. It is really, really beautiful and remote once you're actually here. But unlike much of Scotland where you can wild camp, there are some restrictions in Loch Lomond, so you do need permits, and they stem from litter problems, which is a shame. So we've done the dutiful thing and booked onto a lovely campsite here, which I'm sure Laura will talk more about in our van life video. Given a lake this size as well, so by surface area it's the largest in Great Britain. There is a larger one in Northern Ireland. It's really ignorant of me, but I always interchange between Great Britain and United Kingdom, which I know I shouldn't. But given the size of it, it's not surprised that there's lots of islands within the loch. Apparently there's over 30 islands depending on the water level. Now one of them allegedly has a colony of wallabies on it. I'm not willing to swim over and find out. But also on one of them there's been ospreys breeding since 2005. And we're in the area where we might see some ospreys. So we brought the big camera just in case. Hopefully we'll see them. If not, I'm sure that we'll see them when we head to different parts of Scotland. But it's also aligned by some beautiful woodlands, so we've got one eye on the woods as well, just to keep an eye out for red squirrels. So if we can bring you one of them, that'd be fantastic. If not, there's always the leech videos that try to attack me. So you know, there is a silver lining after all. Babe, I've seen an osprey. Oh no, it's just your backpack. Hey. So when we actually go on these trips, we do always take some kit just to make sure we're safe and comfortable. So if you do want to know what Laura carries in a backpack, yeah, there she is. You can check out this video and there'll be a link somewhere. Pains to film, but just in the tree behind me here we just saw some Eurasian tree creepers. It looks like a fledgling and the parent was still feeding it, which was ace. But tree creepers always creep up the tree, and sometimes you get them confused with nuthatches, which usually creep down the tree. So just some top tips, and obviously the nuthatches have the orange and the grey blue on there as well. But a cool species to spot. I've not seen one of them for a long time, so it's already been a fruitful little hike. You've got to get yourself a girl like Laura who carries all the heavy equipment. Look at them arms. So we're in a beautiful little woodland now, you can see behind me. It's like a proper woodland as well. It's not an ancient woodland, but it's just lots of different tree varieties. And you can see all the understudy trees as well, like the holly and the birch. There's lots of ash saplings as well, but those are mature oaks. What's really good, it'd be good to come back here with a bat detector because there's loads of standing deadwood, such as this one behind me here. So all this is like a lost, or a habitat that's really being lost in the UK, standing deadwood. It's really good for bats and invertebrates, and also different birds, woodpeckers and such like. Unfortunately, a lot of places remove it because of so-called health and safety, but it is sort of an underestimated habitat. There's loads of it in here, so I think at night time it would be great to come with a bat detector. And I don't know if they're in this area, but it looks an ideal habitat for species such as red squirrels and pine martins and so on as well. But it's nice to see a bit of proper habitat. So I said before that this woods looks ideal for pine martins, and we've not seen one, but we have just seen some pine martin scat, and we'll put a picture now. It has this really clear, like S-shaped when it comes out, because they do like a little bum wiggle when they have their poo. But they're quite bold with their advertising. They'll do it on footpaths and stuff to advertise their presence. It's a mustelid. All mustelids do this. So we've just seen some, and we'll put the footage in for you as well. Just having a little stroll back along the road now, and came across a lovely little flower. So we used Seek, which is an app we use quite a lot to identify things, and it was called a common self-heal, and apparently it's edible, so you can eat the flower and boil the stem off and stuff. But I thought that's a weird name, self-heal, so I did a little search on Ecosia. Always use Ecosia because it plants trees, top tip of the day. And apparently it's used in herbal medicine to treat stuff like rashes and boils and stuff like that. But I did use the word apparently, so that's my disclaimer, so don't say Stu said. Well, I don't think it'll be Scotland without it, but the rain's coming in, so I'm going to sign out from this Nature Diaries and keep the equipment dry and keep myself dry. But I hope you've liked our little introduction to Loch Lomond. It's only a short one. Again, it's a massive loch. We've only done a few miles of it, but again, there's lots of cool stuff to see. We found some great signs of wildlife in this short distance we've done, and we'll put lots of nice view footage in here as well, so you can see how lush the place is. And like always, guys, Laura,
see you in the next one.
Well, we did end this Nature Diaries, but we spent 3 hours looking for red squirrels and didn't find any, and then walking back to the campsite, there's a bird feeder just behind me in someone's house. Lo and behold, there's a bloody cheeky red squirrel there, what Laura spotted. So we don't want to look too weird pointing a camera at someone's bird feeder, but we are going to hang around a little bit to see if we can grab some footage of it. So fingers crossed.